Welcome to this lesson on mindful practices to learn from our challenges and rejection. When working in a high-stress environment or in any sales or leadership role, you're often faced with different types of rejection that can bring out many emotions. Chances are most of you have dealt with some significant rejection and/or the fear of rejection at some point in your personal or professional lives. How you deal with it is one key factor that determines your resiliency. Resilience is the number one predictor of success, even more so than intelligence, skill, or work ethic, and that's because the act of not giving up is the main factor that determines if you're going to accomplish your goals or not. So let's talk about the science-backed methods on how to overcome rejection. Sometimes you hear from people that you just need to have thicker skin or to ignore it and keep going. However, a group of scientists and researchers from Northeastern University and George Mason University say you should actually do the opposite. According to their findings, instead of ignoring your emotions or feelings and moving on abruptly, you should embrace the negative emotions, accept and feel the pain, and take a moment to stop and analyze your feelings around the situation at hand. Once you embrace the rejection, you can fully embrace your emotions and begin to control them, as well as to finally emotionally disconnect. If you don't move through this full process, those emotions will always be there, waiting for their chance to resurface and cause problems down the road. The researchers further state that the first step to embracing your emotions is to label them, to begin to differentiate your emotions. They suggest using specific words, focusing on the reason and the exact emotion you're feeling related to the rejection. For example, using labels of frustrated, trapped, or confused. If it's hard to label your emotions at first, don't worry about it. This is completely normal, and it takes some time and practice to get the hang of it and see results. One way to determine the specific emotions is to ask yourself the following questions. 1. Who is the rejection from? Is it a client, a supervisor, a colleague, or another relationship? 2. Ask, what is being rejected? Is it me as a whole, which is unlikely? Or is it this particular idea, my product, or the way I'm delivering it? By labeling the source, you can better step back and define your more specific emotions. The more you get to know yourself and the way you experience your emotions, the more control you'll begin to have over your responses. You can then choose how to act and overcome in every experience, even when faced with rejection. I think it's also important to acknowledge that without these kinds of challenges in our lives, we wouldn't grow, advance, or progress in any way. Riding a bike is only hard when we're first learning how to do it. And then at some point, it becomes easy, and you have to work at something else to become challenged and to grow again. Your challenges need to continually progress in your life as well. So it's better to form a positive and healthy relationship with understanding these challenges and even using them as your opportunity to learn, to grow, and continue to overcome. Thanks again for joining us today.